Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Book Cheapskate. We're running through the top 10 free Kindle books featured today on bookcheapskate.com. Happy Monday, everyone. It's November 24th, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host and bookworm sidekick, Cassandra. Good morning, Cass.
Good morning. It's always a good Monday when we get to talk about a whole stack of free books.
It really is. So our mission is pretty simple. We're going through 10 completely free books you can get on Kindle, like right now.
And it's quite a mix. We've got mystery, romance, even some cooking.
Exactly. And something I noticed right away is that, well, almost every single one of these is book one in a series.
That's the hook. That's the whole strategy, right? They give you the first taste for free because they're confident you're going to pay for book two.
It's a narrative trap, and we're going to analyze those traps today. So let's kick it off with number one.
Let's do it.
Book one is One Last Step, Tara Mills' mystery book one. This one, it jumps right in with a great setting for a thriller, The Appalachian Trail.
Oh, that's perfect because you get that isolation factor immediately. So what happens is two hikers go missing. The local police, they're just completely overwhelmed.
And then it escalates. Fast, they find a third hiker, but this has been murdered.
Like a crossbow.
With a crossbow. I mean, that choice of weapon tells you so much. It's not random, it's calculated, it screams professional.
And that's the justification. That's what brings in the FBI.
Right, which brings in our protagonist, Agent Tara Mills. She's, young, brilliant, the usual.
And this is the key, she's got this intense internal vulnerability, a really dark, tortured past that this new case starts to stir up.
So you've got the external puzzle, the manhunt, the crossbow killer, but the real hook for this series is the internal mystery of Tara's past.
And that's the smart play. You solve the first case, but you are not done with her story. Not even close.
Honestly, if you're looking for a good reason to be a little paranoid on your next hike, this is probably the book for you. Okay, book two. Total gear shift here. Going from creepy forests to high-stakes military romance, this is Finding Elodie.
This is such a classic romantic suspense setup. We start with Elodie Winters. She's a famous chef, and she makes a really bad career move.
She goes to work for a mob boss.
A notorious mob boss.
Yeah.
So naturally, her life is in danger, and she has to run. She hides out as a cook on a cargo ship.
In the Arabian Sea, which turns out to be not the safest place either.
Not at all. Somali pirates take the ship, and that's when the SEALs show up.
And that brings us our hero, Scott Mustang Weber.
And he's there for the mission, but he immediately feels this connection with Rachel Walters, which is Elodie's alias. There's just something on.
That's the spark, that connection under fire.
Yeah.
But what's smart here is they don't get together right away.
No, she disappears after he rescues her. The real romance starts months later when she finds him in Hawaii.
So you get this safe, tropical setting for a slow burn until the mob catches up.
And that's the whole premise. He's proven he can handle pirates. Now he has to take on his greatest mission ever and protect her. High adrenaline, alpha protector.
It's a perfect hook for that genre. Unbeatable.
Totally.
All right, number three. We're in pure contemporary romance now. All He Wants. This is the first in the Crossroads Bodyguard series.
Oh, yeah. And this one is built entirely on a classic trope. The alpha hero and the fiercely independent heroine.
We have Maxie Rizzo. She's a publicist, gorgeous, and prides herself on slaying her own dragons. She does not need a man.
But there's a threat, things are escalating, and she's forced to hire protection.
And here's the twist. The bodyguard she has to hire is Billy the Big Bad Wolf Marshall, her childhood crush.
Who is now a chiseled ex-boxer, of course.
Of course. And that nickname, the Big Bad Wolf, it tells you everything. He's protective, dominant.
Everything she resists, the conflict is right there. She can handle the bad guys, but she can't handle the emotional threat of having him around 24/7.
It's that forced proximity. She needs to guard her heart from the man who is literally guarding her body.
And readers who love that specific internal battle, that tension, they're going to eat this up.
Okay, we've had a lot of emotional tension. Let's switch gears to something more practical. Book 4 is the Homemade Pizza Cookbook for Beginners.
This might seem like the odd one out, but for someone who wants to learn a skill, this is pure gold. It's a free guide to an essential life skill.
Yeah, and it really gets into the details. The deep knowledge here is mastering the dough. It's all about the chemistry. Classic, whole wheat.
Even gluten-free, which is notoriously difficult to get right, if you can master the dough, you save so much money on takeout.
It also covers sauces, homemade tomato, Alfredo barbecue, all of it.
And the techniques. It tells you how to get that crispy crust, whether you're using a regular oven, a pizza stone, or even a grill.
Plus, they throw in healthy recipes. Keto, vegan, it's all in there. It's basically a free technical manual that pays for itself after, like, one weekend.
Exactly. I'm already sold.
All right, palate cleansed. Back to the Crossroads Bodyguard series for Book 5, All He Desires.
This one works as a standalone. We meet Eliza Young. She's 27. She's been divorced twice, and she's back home with a very strict no rebound rule.
She is not messing around. But of course, there's a man standing in the way of her rules. Nate Holmes.
The genius bodyguard. And more importantly, her first true love, the one she never got over.
Now, this is where it gets fun. Nate is a genius.
Yeah.
Like a Mach 10 IQ, former Army Ranger, cybersecurity wizard, looks like a Greek god.
But, and this is a huge but, his emotional intelligence is, and I'm quoting here, a Goodyear blimp bobbing in the sky at a snail's pace.
That is such a great description, and it's so important for the story. It gives the heroine all the power.
Right. He's not perfect. He can handle any technical crisis, but he is just painfully hopeless when it comes to feelings.
Which forces Eliza, who is trying so hard to keep her guard up, to be the one to teach him.
It's a great way to flip the genius protector trope on its head and add some real humor to the romance.
Okay, moving on to Book 6. We are now officially entering the paranormal romance zone with Babysitter Bear.
You know exactly what you're getting with that title, and it delivers, but with a really touching twist.
So our hero is Dan. He's an Army vet.
Right.
And a bear shifter. But instead of bodyguarding, he's babysitting.
And here's the emotional core of it. Dan is a three-legged bear. He's a disabled veteran, and that vulnerability is so key to his character.
The kids he's babysitting, they just treat him like a climbing frame. They don't care. He's learning to braid hair and change diapers.
And this domestic, gentle side of him is what's so appealing to Paula, the single mom who runs the local diner. She's been burned before.
Right. She's not looking for some macho alpha. She's looking for reliability, for sweetness. And Dan's vulnerability actually makes his protective side feel more genuine.
It's just a really sweet, funny story about finding family, and it handles the trauma aspect with a really gentle touch.
From sweet bears to psychological terror, Book 7 is Fifth Avenue. This one has some serious credentials.
It really does. Over 3 million books sold. And a Stephen King endorsement calling the author a cultural genius.
Yeah, that gets your attention. The premise is dark. It's about a decades-long revenge plot.
31 years. That's how long the main character, Louis Syrian, has been waiting to get revenge on this guy, George Redmond.
And he's not just targeting Redmond. He's going after his whole family, his daughters, everyone. It's cold. It's patient.
He hires an international assassin, and the story just pulls back the curtain on this world of, secrets, sex, the mafia, all of it.
The promise here is really simple. It's a fast-paced thriller where absolutely nobody is safe.
A very easy hook to get you into a very successful series.
Now, speaking of successful authors, Book 8 is a totally different kind of emotional story. It's An Amish Thanksgiving by Beth Wiseman.
This is a really compassionate holiday romance. It centers on Catherine Lapp. She's devoted her whole life to caring for her grandmother, who has dementia.
And that duty has, understandably left her feeling very isolated.
So the story uses a classic device. An unseasonal winter storm forces visitors to take shelter at her farmhouse. Forced proximity.
And she has to let these strangers into her very difficult, very private world.
But the beauty of it is that they offer compassion, not judgment. And that allows Catherine to finally accept help, to learn about unconditional love.
It's a very hopeful story about community and caregiving and finding a connection when you're at your most vulnerable. Really powerful stuff.
Very much so.
Okay, quick one. Book 9 is Holiday Heat. We're still in the holiday theme, but definitely a bit steamier.
This one is all about two damaged people, Carrie and Matt. They're in this secret, sex-only relationship.
And Matt's an artist, but he's got this major creative block. He hasn't painted in 2 years, not since a tragic accident.
So the physical connection is their escape, but the holiday season is coming, and that's like a deadline. It forces them to confront what's really going on.
Is it just sex, or is it something more? Carrie wants more, and Matt has to face his trauma to prove the holiday heat is real.
It's a quick, high-impact read about finding inspiration through connection.
And that brings us to our final book. Number 10. We're ending with a bang. Numb.
Yeah.
A hard-hitting crime thriller.
And this has a brilliant psychological premise. The protagonist, Riley Day, is an enforcer for a crime lord. The twist. He's physically numb.
He can't feel any physical pain.
Zero. But in contrast, his psychological and emotional pain is off the charts. Guilt memories, that's the only pain he can feel.
Which, I mean, that just sets him up for maximum torture. He's forced into this plot of murder and revenge in the middle of a huge gang war.
The author basically uses the physical numbness to bypass all the usual thriller cliches. You're forced to focus entirely on his mental state, his moral decay.
It's gritty British crime fiction, and the source promises a shocking and explosive blood-soaked conclusion.
It's a fantastic high-concept end to the list.
Wow, I mean, that's some serious variety. We went from Appalachian mysteries to three-legged bear shifters and physically numb enforcers. A perfect haul.
Absolutely. Something for everyone and all for free.
Well, thanks for joining us today. And remember, if you want to download any of the books we've mentioned today for free from Amazon, visit us at bookcheapskate.com, and you'll have all the links right there. But do it now before these deals expire. Who knows? They might even expire later today. And don't miss tomorrow's show. Very morning. It's all brand new. Cass will do it again then.
I look forward to it.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great books without blowing a massive hole in your wallet. And whatever you do, remember this. When you read,
Your mind becomes its own kingdom.